is Countrywise,
where we travel the length and breadth of the great British countryside to unpack the latest rural stories. You just never see that.
I know, it's so fantastic, isn't it, to see them up close.
As we uncover some of the secrets of our wild and precious landscapes. Now the big dorsal fin of a shark. Awesome sight.
and we'll be looking at the ever-changing face of the British countryside. That's an incredible noise. I've never heard someone make a noise like that.
This week I'm in Lancashire meeting a woman who's saving orphaned hedgehogs.
There you go.
Oh yes, I'm in love. They are just the most gorgeous little critters.
I will be in Hampshire to taste one of Britain's favourite greens. If you had to choose between a bit of watercress or a bit of rocket, what would you go for?
How can you say that to me? And I'm in Cumbria to meet a man keeping the countryside on time. Now either I've just messed up everyone's lunch, or everyone thinks I'm getting married today. First this week, I'm in the Lake District to visit shepherdess extraordinaire Katie Cropper.
Lie down!
She lives, works and trains her beloved border collies in the heart of the Cumbrian fells. As I know only too well, having a dog and having a dog that will actually do what you want it to do are two completely different things. So I'm off to meet an expert, and I'm hoping to pick up a trick or two. Katie's been training sheepdogs for over 30 years. Today, she's keen for me to meet two of her star pupils, Flash and Fell, and I'm hoping this lesson will give me the tools to keep better control of my own dogs. She's excited.
She's going to do what she's bred to do. They love it. And they're young, you know. You have to treat them like young dogs. Lie down! Lie down! Away, 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 away.
So Flash is a very special dog for you.
Well, they're all special, but I do feel a real affinity with her. I think she's terribly clever. I think she's got a wonderful brain.
I've covered sheepdog trials over the years, one man and his dog.
Yeah.
But I've never really been able to work them. So can you get me to work Fell, do you think?
Yeah, and all I want you to remember is, you know, the lie down command is quiet.
Okay.
You know, you're as quiet and as calm as possible. So it's come by. Lie down.
So not shouting it.
If a dog doesn't listen to the first command, then you don't shout the command louder.
Okay.
You have another word like no, hey, no, or something that comes from the gut, and she'll go, oh, crikey.
So how do I send her off? What do I say? Whispering.
Away.
Away.
Shh. Away.
Lie down. Lie down. Fell. Lie down, Fell.
Lie down. Now say away.
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 Oh, look at that.
Away.
I was taking.
Lie down.
Katie's training the dogs to respond to her instruction. They have a natural instinct to attack the sheep, but over the months of training, she teaches them to control the flock as she commands. Away. Away. I think I need to say it with more of an accent. Away.
No.
Away. That's what it is.
It's
my London accent.
It's your posh voice, you see. You have to be rough like me.
Away.
Come by.
Come by.
Come by.
Come by.
Come by. Come by.
Come by.
You know, when people come on my courses, I say to them, you've really got to want this.
Yeah.
Because it's a commitment. If you're going to get...
Are you sensing a vibe from me?
Yeah, you do want to do it.
I do want to. Do you know what? I've tried so many times and I've never been. But as a doggy person myself, I also know it's completely about that relationship.
Yeah, and you've
with the
got to
dog.
want it.
Yeah.
You've got to want it more than anything because it's an emotional roller coaster and it takes time and you know, a lot of work. You haven't got time, you're too busy gallivanting.
That'll do. That'll do. That will do you. That will do you. That'll do. That'll do. Come by. Oh, she's doing it.
She did it. That was the only time she's done it for you.
Away. Away.
And it's come by.
Come by.
come by.
Come by.
She's quite happy working the sheep to you, isn't she, in a natural way?
Yeah, I'm not feeling particularly in control of the situation, but you're right, I've got the sheep here, so everyone's a winner. As Fel and Katie would agree, training sheepdogs doesn't come entirely naturally to me. But for Katie's 12-year-old daughter Henrietta, it's in the blood. Most 12-year-olds after school are probably sitting in front of the television, might be doing a bit of homework, but you're out on the fells with Heather and Lad.
Well, it's really nice because you feel like you've achieved something once you've finished, and you're just, it's sometimes when it's not blowing a gale, it's really nice and quiet, and you're just all on your own. It's just really nice. It's a really lovely atmosphere.
So why do you also need Heather with you today? Why does this make it useful?
It's much nicer than having a quad bike because on quad bikes all you can hear is the engine going, and it's just, you feel like you're disturbing the atmosphere a bit, well I think. And then on a fell pony it's just a lot nicer, and you're connecting with an animal rather than just riding a vehicle.
The sight of a working sheepdog must be one of the greatest you'll ever see in the countryside. But it only works because of the intelligence of these dogs and the wonderful bond between man or woman and their dog.
Britain's wildlife is facing many threats to its survival. Loss of habitat, climate change and pollution have all contributed to its decline. And now one familiar animal is at risk of vanishing from our landscapes altogether. Hedgehog populations are being decimated here in the UK from an estimated 30 million 30 years ago to just over 1 million today. Many people up and down the country are working hard to reverse that trend and to take care of injured or orphaned hedgehogs. People like Vicky Maud, who runs the Woodlands Animal Sanctuary in Lancashire. And today she's showing me her new hedgehog hospital. He's hiding in here somewhere. Here he is. So you can see he's quite a big hoggy.
Yeah.
But he's has to have quite a lot of medication. He had quite a few infections. So who found him? He again was found by a member of the public. Out in the day. If they're out in the day, there's always something the matter. There's no exceptions to that rule ever. They are nocturnal animals.
Okay.
And you know.
So who we got here?
So these are little tiddlers. These came in last week.
Look at this. So what's their story? Oh,
Their nest was disturbed. You want to hold it?
I would love to hold it.
Just a bit of a wriggle, so make sure she doesn't run away.
One. Hello, little one. So tell me
She's
again.
actually hissing at you. Their nest was disturbed. A lady decided that they weren't in a suitable place, so she picked them up and took them into her house. And mummy hedgehogs won't look after baby hedgehogs if they've been disturbed.
And that was a big mistake.
That was a big mistake, unfortunately. So yes. So this little one's waiting for its dinner.
Fine.
You see his eyes have just opened.
Oh, look at that. Oh yes, I'm in love. I mean, I knew I would be, but they are just the most gorgeous little critters.
These were found on somebody's drive when he got home last night.
Wow.
So these are probably somewhere between 4 and 10 days old.
So 3 little hoglets found on their own on the driveway. What does that say about where their mummy is?
Mummy's probably been run over. Unlike most wild animals, hedgehogs are well established in urban areas. In fact, they're in their highest concentrations in suburban areas and not the countryside, where their main predators, badgers, are. But if current rates of decline continue, these once common garden visitors could be extinct in just 15 years. Vicky must play mum to these orphaned hedgehogs, but feeding them is not as easy as it looks.
Take a hedgehog. Chow. Hoglet. I'll just start this one off for you. So, if you just pop the syringe inside of the mouth, you just gently go for it. You made me all nervous. I wanted to do it right for you. Hand feeding is really, really, really difficult. So, just that's it. And then just really, really, really gentle. You're alright.
Hoglets like these need feeding every 3 hours. We're using a special formula because cow's milk isn't suitable for hedgehogs.
There you go. You can wind him while you're doing that, so just literally just pick him up and do that. Show me how you do it. Is this okay? So, yeah, it's absolutely fine. So just like a good stroke for them, really. I mean, what's the survival rate for hoglets? Provided we get them in on time, we're generally looking at about 90% survival rate, which we're very pleased with.
Once the hedgehogs are ready to leave the sanctuary, Vicky reintroduces them slowly into the great outdoors, helped in no small part by local residents.
Hiya, Martin.
Hiya,
how's it going?
Okay, how are
Pleasure to
you?
meet you.
Yeah, and you?
You're a busy man right now. What are you doing?
We're just putting the food and the water in, the fresh water for the night, for the hedgehog that we've had for a while.
So even though you're releasing him, obviously you're going to leave a food source for him, so he can just take his time.
Yeah, it's just like a soft release.
Yeah.
When they've been here for 2 weeks, we open the door at night. We put some bricks in front for them to be able to step down easily.
Okay.
But we have to leave food and water in, just in case they don't leave for any reason.
Sure.
Or if they want to come back, because that's where they've been used to the food source.
Okay. Well, there he is.
There he is.
So we don't place him outside, we just leave him there and he does it in his own time?
Yeah. When we leave, he might cover himself in the paper. He may just decide to come out on his own. He could come out this evening and maybe even go back in for his feed.
Yeah, absolutely.
The last one we released, it was every morning for 3 mornings we came down after the door was open and it was still there.
Okay.
And then on the 4th night...
Although he may have ventured out at night and come back in as this one might, but...
Yeah, they will do.
Alright, good luck, little one.
We can all help these wonderful animals to thrive in our gardens by keeping nets over ponds, leaving food out, and making sure we don't disturb their nests.
Right, let's see them in peace.
Chalk streams are one of the world's rarest habitats, and over 3/4 of them are in England. Their constant temperature and mineral-rich waters make them ideal for one crop in particular. In these crystal-clear water streams in Hampshire, you find this little plant growing. It looks like nothing much more than a weed, but it is absolutely delicious, and it's very good for you. And it has transformed the history of this whole part of southern England. Powerful stuff is watercress. Watercress, as its name suggests, grows in water, and the Victorians built farms alongside the chalk streams across southern England to harness the nutrient-rich spring water. Husband and wife team, Sean and Penny Eade, have been up to their knees in watercress for over 30 years. Like treading on this stuff, it seems sacrilege. This is watercress as it grows.
Yep, this is exactly how it
Can I
grows.
just have a little taste, just to make sure it is watercress, and you're not kidding me?
No, it's definitely watercress.
Definitely is watercress. Delicious. And what's so good about it? What's in it?
Well, basically, you know, it's full of iron, it's full of calcium,
Vitamin C.
you know, vitamin C.
And what about these modern competitors, stuff like Rocket? You know, that's all become very fashionable. If you had to choose between a bit of watercress or a bit of Rocket, what would you go for?
A bit of watercress.
Well, how can you say that to me?
The health properties of watercress have been known since ancient times. It's one of the original superfoods, brimming with vitamins and minerals that it absorbs from the water. Tom Amory looks after watercress farms across the south of England. It's a funny plant, isn't it? Because it's not growing in soil.
No, a lot of the nutrients that are flowing through the water are picked up by what we call floating roots. But these roots just keep on growing with the crop, and it takes all its nutrients that way.
And is it as good for you as they say it is?
Very much so, yeah. It is.
I thought you might say that.
Yeah, you've got thousands of years of history of the records that they know that watercress is a blood cleanser. So when we eat it, it helps us with our liver and kidney functionality. But there's all sorts of benefits that come from the chewing process. So when you chew it, that heat that comes out is a chemical reaction within the plant, and that produces all the goodness. So you not only vitamins and minerals, but it's got all these other properties.
And I take it as a watercress producer, you consume a vast amount of it.
I do.
Which is why you're so healthy.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough here to be eating watercress every day. So I'm happy.
Pound for pound, the cress contains more vitamin C than oranges, more calcium than milk, more iron than spinach, and more folate than bananas. Penny cuts areas of the beds to check whether the cress is ready to harvest. This is the weapon of choice, is it?
It is,
It's fairly straightforward. I imagine this has been done for centuries, isn't it?
It has, yes,
Okay.
indeed, right.
What we're going to do?
Well, basically, it's just random picking, just a sample of cress, and we would probably cut it to the length that the harvester would, which would be probably about that.
So what you're doing is
Just gathering it into
gathering
your
a
hand.
bunch in your hand,
That's
sort of
right.
like that.
Yep,
And then just there?
Yep, that'd be fine, yeah.
Just hacking away at it like that?
Yep.
Okay. What are you actually looking for? I mean, how do you know whether that's ready today or ready next week or perhaps at its best yesterday?
Well, we can look at the leaf and everything, but also we do it by taste as well. And, there should be a lovely peppery taste to it, so, which it has. It's really nice.
Takes a little time before the peppery taste comes through. When it does come through, oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice. This is perfect.
It tastes right to me.
Yes, it's
lovely.
just right.
Lovely. Once a staple food of the rural poor, the fortunes of watercress were transformed by the power of steam. The arrival of the railways gave the humble watercress farmers of Hampshire a direct line to the mass market of London and beyond. Watercress was about to become part of the national diet. Whoa, feel the heat already.
We've done all the work, unfortunately. It's just a roll downhill now.
Very good. This year, the watercress line celebrates its 150th birthday. And today, I'm being given the special treat of getting to help to drive that train. You can't see much, can you? No.
It's a good thing, you haven't got a steer.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. The nation's watercress now travels by road rather than steam train. But Hampshire's watercress can still be found growing not too far from the tracks today.
From milking schedules to harvest, everything in the cycle of life in the countryside relies on time. And for hundreds of years, farmers would have looked up from their fields to check the time by the church clock. Whether or not you've actually set foot in a church, you can't help but admire the skill, craftsmanship and dedication that went into creating these ancient buildings. But often overlooked is one vital piece of engineering that helped change the face of rural Britain, the village clock. And in a quiet corner of the Cumbrian hills works one man who's keeping some of the nation's oldest clocks ticking. From a small workshop, Keith Scobie-Youngs and his team lovingly repair and restore ancient clocks from across the country and, in fact, the world.
Keith, how are you? Very good to see you, man. Good to see you. This is great. Well, this is the clock from Edenbridge in Kent. It's got a 2-second pendulum which is about 12 feet long. So you have to approach it like you do your grandfather clock. So if we bring one out, we do the repair work, it has to go on test, and hence working on 2 floors.
Some people dream of being doctors, maybe lawyers, maybe going into farming. Clocks. How was this passion born? Where does it come from?
Well, I'm very lucky. My father was a craftsman. And he kind of instilled that kind of passion for making things, understanding how things work. And once you get that bug, clocks are great, aren't they? It stopped. Let's make it work again.
Back in the 1700s or so, how did the country remain in unison when it came to time?
Well, it didn't, did it? I mean, in the early days, everybody had their local time. It wasn't until the railways or perhaps the coaches that they started to standardise time. Before then, everybody was setting their clocks slightly different.
Do you allow any digital clocks in your home?
No.
As well as caring for the clocks in the workshop, Keith and his team MOT over 1,000 different clocks across the country. Today, we've come to St Patrick's Church in the Cumbrian village of Bampton Grange to give the clocks some TLC. That's fantastic. So when you come out on one of your annual checkups, what sort of things do you do? What kind of tests?
Well, I think we obviously like to make sure the bells are working properly. That's one of the most important things. So you can do that just by lifting this lever up slightly and then letting it go. So if you want to have a go at doing that.
You sure? Am I going to confuse the whole village?
That's part of the enjoyment of it.
Just lift it up?
Lift it up a bit. Now let go.
Now either I've just messed up everyone's lunch, or everyone thinks I'm getting married today.
Yeah. Hey.
And would every mechanism like this have had little nuances that only the keeper would have understood?
Very much so, and as you can see on the pendulum here, this is regulated. This clock keeps very, very good time, within seconds a month, but he does that by adding weight to the top of the pendulum. And the chap who looks after this clock now knows that if he removes that bolt, it will lose so many seconds, and he most likely has a summertime bolt and a wintertime bolt and can keep the clock going well that way. Now what we've got to do is to lift that up another 3 times to get it back where it should be, so off you go.
I get to do it again?
You do.
Centuries ago, the arrival of timekeeping changed the way we lived. And thanks to Keith, the sight and sound of the village clock remains the very essence of British life.
Wow. I think this is one of the perks of the job. You get some fantastic news.
Well, I have to say, this is a pretty extraordinary view here. You are a pretty lucky person.
Very much so.
Next time, Paul will be in at the deep end, training with the RNLI, and I'm sampling the delights of British wine.
Digging for gold in Alaska. Wednesday at 9, Alexander Armstrong concludes his journey in the Arctic. Next, Coronation Street in Tyrone makes a dash to the hospital. And then at 9, Doc Martin continues, and tonight there's a guest appearance from Sigourney Weaver.